I'm Elsie from IGAIA Needs. I am coming to you from El Salvador in Central America. I am sorry I am recording with artificial light. Today is December the 24th, Christmas Eve. The day went by so fast. I had all the intention to record earlier, but family, friends, and it's difficult. My sisters came during the day to visit. They left already. We're not gonna have a Christmas Eve dinner this year, and so we're gonna have a quiet evening. And I wanted just to do a quick video to show you what I have been up to. I finished my Hope sweater, and this is it. This is the final result, and it's a bit oversized, and it has color work, corrugated ribbing at the bottom, and twisted ribbing in the cuffs and the v-neck. I love the v-neck. It turned out perfect, and it's made in cotton because, as you know, here in Central America it's an eternal summer and it's summer all year long, and I cannot wear sweater made of wool. I use wool for accessories only, and I love it. I think it's perfect. I will write the pattern next year and I will publish it on Ravelry. If you follow me on Instagram, it's IGAIA_SV, and in Ravelry it's Els Machon, but I am very delinquent when it comes to Ravelry. I do not update much there, but if you follow me on Instagram, you will know when I release the pattern. And I had so much fun making it. I'm sorry, I have been sick last week with a terrible throat infection. I had to take antibiotics for 7 days and I still have a cough. And anyway, the thing is that it's so difficult and time consuming to write a pattern because I write it both in Spanish and in English, and also the grading part, it's so challenging. I do not test knit because I don't have testers, and it takes a long time, and sometimes I see designers struggling to get that feedback in an accurate manner to them so that they can really publish the pattern and knowing wholeheartedly that it's gonna work. So I don't test knit, and I don't have a tech editor. I am the tech editor. So it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to actually make sure that that pattern is gonna turn out right. And but I will publish it along with the other one, the Atenea Midnight, that I showed you in the last podcast. So I don't have anything else as finished object except for beanie, slouchy beanie that I did for a friend of mine that she wanted to give as a present, and a sort of a backpack of the bags that I showed in one of my last podcasts, made of fabric and different prints, and I wanted to put 2 handles in the bag so that you can wear it as a backpack. And I finished one of those for her as her birthday present, and I gave it to her yesterday. We had lunch together with some friends, so I gave it to her along with the slouchy beanie. I'm gonna include a video of those items here. If I cannot put it in here, I'm gonna put it at the end so that you can see. And I was very pleased with the result of the bag. I'm gonna keep on making them for me and my friends, and that's about it when it comes to finished objects. I didn't want to keep on casting on things because if I did, I was not going to finish anything. I had also started a clutch that I have pending, and I'm going to forgive myself for not finishing it this year. I'm gonna finish it next year one of my plans for next year is take a class of cut and sew in a machine. As you know, I don't know how to sew in a machine. I only sew by hand. So I'm gonna take a class to be able to do that by myself and not hire somebody else to do it for me. And I plan to finish that clutch in my cut and sew class, so that the knitted part will be done, and then I can make the bag, but sew it in a machine and do it myself, and then put the zipper, and finish it. So hopefully sometime next year I will be able to show it to you. And the other unfinished object that I have is my crochet blouse. I had another crochet item I wanted to show you that is a crochet dress that I use at the beach, but I'm gonna save that for next podcast. So this one, I'm going to the beach to spend New Year's at the beach with my family, and I will wear that dress that I'm telling you about, but and I am so happy we're going to the beach. So I will have time to knit, and I will have time to read, and I will have time to write all the things that I love and be with my family. So this is the blouse that I am finishing. It's a cold shoulder blouse. I love it. I think it's really nice, but it requires a lot of work and I haven't done much progress. But this one cannot go with me to 2020. So before the end of the year, I have to finish it. So right now I'm not casting on anything. I'm gonna cast on January the 1st. It's gonna be the cast on party 2020, and I have a list of things that I want to make. On Instagram, there's this hashtag called Make9. So I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sorry. So I still, as I said, I still have a cough. So yeah, the Make9, I chose from my long list of things that I want to need. We want to make all the things all the time. I think that's how we are, knitters, crocheters, or crafters. We want to make everything. And I have a long list of things that I like, as you already know, the ones who have watched the podcast before. And I included 6 things from that list that I will get on my needles on January 1st. And I left 3 spaces without anything because I want to keep on designing. So I thought, I'm going to leave 3 spaces for my own designs. And I want to commit to those 9 things so that until I finish those 9 things, I can start new projects. It was difficult to pick, but I picked the Ghost Horses sweater by Katie Hunter that I love. And I think I am going to do this combination. I'm gonna make a power bowl like Crystal Seyfert says with these 2 for the background, and then the main color is gonna be this gray. This gray is cotton acrylic, and this is Pima cotton, but the weight is about the same, so I think I'll be fine. And it's the same, these 2 are the same quality as this, so I think it will work fine. We will see. We'll find out soon enough. And then I'm gonna be test knitting for Colorfully Handmade on Instagram. It's Emma Kirian, and she designed this super beautiful animal print sweater. It's a yoke sweater, and it's cropped, but not that cropped. And I just loved it, and I asked her if I could test knit for her. It's an exercise for me as a designer, and also I want to contribute in some way, the same way that I would want somebody to do it for me. So I asked her, and she said, sure. And I asked her if I could do it in cotton because of where I live. And she said, yeah, no problem. It's just that it needs to be worsted. For as long as it's worsted, the yarn, no problem. But here, to me, it's very difficult to find yarn. So I ordered from Hobby Lobby this cotton. I'm sure you've seen it. It's a very inexpensive cotton. It's really good. I have used it before, and I ordered this brown color. It's brown. I she used black. She did it in black, but I don't want to knit in black. It's so harsh on my eyes. I knit a lot at night, so no. So I decided to use brown, and I decided to combine. I ordered four of them, and I decided to combine it with an antique gold color. But my friend Beatrice, who lives in LA, she received it. I ordered it, and I had it delivered to her home, and she brought it here. She came for the holidays, but actually she came to Guatemala because her brother lives in Guatemala. And she came yesterday just for a few hours to see us and bring all the things that we had ordered and stuff. And she couldn't find the antique one. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Because it's not like I take the car and I go to Hobby Lobby. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to call my dad and ask him to go and see if they have that color in the store, and ask him to buy it for me and send it with a friend of my stepsister that's going for New Year's Eve. So, it's so difficult. And finally, last night, Beatrice sent me a WhatsApp, and she said, you know what, I have the skein that was missing, the antique gold one. I found it. It was in my suitcase. And so, but I couldn't see her today, and she was leaving to Guatemala. She couldn't see any of my other friends from school. So in the end, she left the skein, the antique gold one, with a friend of hers here. But that friend of hers is going to Guatemala with her for Christmas. She went with her today, and she's coming back until Friday. So I think I will be able to get a hold of my antique gold until the weekend. That's okay, because as I said, I'm not gonna cast on until New Year. And the deadline for this test knit is February the 24th or something. So I think I'm gonna be okay. And then sorry, in my list I have the Odyssey. The Odyssey is for my mom, as you already know from a previous podcast, and the yarn that I'm gonna use is knit 1, crochet 2, and maybe I will cast on that one before the end of the year if I finish my crochet cold shoulders blouse. Then we have the Sigi by Jorge Locatelli, and definitely I'm gonna use the Malabrigo that I have showed before. Is this colorway beautiful, the speckled one and the solid one, and it's like a dark purple. I don't know if I'm gonna do the lace in the one with the speckles, or in the solid one, or vice versa. I don't know, and I will find out soon when I cast on. But it's beautiful. I love it. I cannot wait. And yeah, that's about it. I chose the Subtle Interruption by Espace Tricot. I think it's a beautiful shawl that you can wear as a scarf, and it's a free pattern. I still don't know what yarn I'm gonna use, so I cannot show you the yarn for that one, but I will need that one. I still don't know which yarn. I will see in my stash. And the last one is the Andecha by Belén Fernandez, who is a Spanish lady that lives in Oxford, the UK. And she has this beautiful shawl, but I think it's too big for my taste. maybe I need something smaller. Excuse me. And I decided I'm gonna try it in the crazy wool that I bought in Dallas on my last trip to the US. It's only 2 skeins of sport weight. Maybe I am worried because I don't know if I'm gonna be short and then I'm gonna think it's too small. And if so, I have decided in my mind I'm gonna order another skein, or I'm gonna send one of my family members to the store, to the little yarn shop that they have there in McKinney, the McKinney Knittery, so that they can get me another crazy skein with similar colors. As you know, the crazy skeins are different, all of them. They're not two alike. So I'm gonna give it a try. We will find out soon enough if it looks good. The Andecha has like ridges of contrast color, but I don't want to do that because it's so little the amount of yarn that you use for the contrast color that I don't want to open a skein of yarn just to do the contrast color. And I don't know. And this one knits up like big chunks of different colors. It doesn't look like this when you knit it up. It's kind of a surprise how it turns out, and it makes like kind of blocks or stripes, but they're not the same width. So that's why it's called crazy. So I think it will make a nice effect. And that's the other one that I wanted to show you. And yes, I think that's about it for my plans for the new year. Also, I wanted to share with you that I also write. I wrote a novel in 2016, but it's in Spanish. I never translated it. And the thing is that I went to a birthday party earlier this month, and a friend of mine there told me, "Why don't you write in English?" And I said, "You know what? It's difficult not to write in your mother's tongue. I'm sorry." And yeah, it's easier if you write in your mother's tongue and then you translate than do it the other way around. That's typically what I do. But when it comes to patterns, knitting patterns, for example, I write them in English and then I translate them to Spanish because I think the process it's easier for me. But when it comes to books, to me it's easier to write in my mother's tongue, which is Spanish, and then translate it to English. But I never did. I never translated my novel. It's in Amazon Kindle, and it's a personal goal. So right now I'm thinking that next year I'm gonna dedicate some time to write a new novel. I already have something started and I want to finish it. There will be some twists to the story, but basically the idea will be the same, and I want to write it in English and in Spanish at the same time, because I know if I finish it in English, it will never be translated to Spanish. And if I finish it in Spanish, it will never be translated to English. So I have made the commitment to write one chapter in English, one chapter in Spanish, one chapter in English, one chapter in Spanish until I finish. And I plan on starting that during my New Year break at the beach. So I wanted to share that with you. And also, I wanted to just take a minute to wish you a very Merry Christmas, or whichever holiday you celebrate during these days. Happy holidays. I hope you spend a warm and nice time with your family, with your loved ones, with your friends, and that the new year brings everything that your heart desires. Spread love, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sorry it's too short, but at least some minutes that I had the opportunity to be with you, to make your company, and thank you. Until the next time. Bye.